What airports do you avoid? Which are so easy to maneuver that you'd recommend to others? I'm in Madrid right now and had heard how Barajas was very modern and architecturally striking. In reality, there's lines upon lines everywhere. A 30-minute traffic line to hit the departures hall, hour-long lines for check-in, 100 people in line to get through security, then hundreds in line to wait for the low-capacity automated train that connects terminals 4 and 4s, then another hour for EU passport control. You have to go up and down elevators to get everywhere, with lines at all of them. I'll stick to Dublin for transatlantic flights from now on. Others I avoid: Paris Charles de Gaulle, Toronto Pearson, especially Air Canada. Those I love: Washington Dulles is a breeze for international flights, Fort Lauderdale is great for Latin America and Caribbean, have never had an issue in Rome Fiumicino. Most of the Asian ones seem great. London City is fantastic, design for business travelers and super efficient. Dublin is great if traveling to the US, as you do immigration in Dublin, no waiting in line, exhausted and tired when you arrive. Miami has to be the worst I've ever been through in 35 years of flying, totally disorganized and with the rudest staff I have ever encountered.
Hey, what's up, Internet? It's your boy, Digital Danny, coming at you live from... Oh, where am I today? Oh, that's right, this tiny little beach in Bali you've probably never heard of. Just another day in paradise for me. But you're not here to hear about how I spent my morning surfing perfect waves, sipping coffee grown in the mountains of Colombia, or jumping off waterfalls in Thailand. No. You're here for something way more important. You want to know how to live like me, right? How to work from anywhere, on any beach, with any drink in your hand, and make your friends back home jealous every time you post an Insta story. Well, folks, it starts with one simple move. A move so powerful, so life-changing, it'll blow your mind. Hit that like button. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe, because when you subscribe to Digital Danny, you're not just subscribing to a channel. You're subscribing to a lifestyle. The nomad life. The good life. The I make money while I'm scuba diving in the Maldives life. Let's be real. You know you want it. So go ahead and smash that like button like I smashed the best fish tacos in Mexico City last week. And hit that subscribe button harder than the Wi-Fi signal I hijacked at this beach bar. Join the Digital Danny tribe. And maybe, just maybe, I'll teach you all how to do it all while barely lifting a finger. Cheers.
I avoid Luton. Luton is the unwashed scrofulous armpit of London's airports. Also to be avoided, anything at JFK that involves a terminal change or overnight stay, Paris Charles de Gaulle. Airports I like include Dallas Fort Worth. DFW is huge, but it works very well for connections. Amsterdam is fine, now they've sorted out their security staffing. London City is great. I'm from Miami, but now live in NYC. I go back and forth often, so I want everyone reading this to believe me. Miami has some of the rudest staff members out there. There may be one or two that are a gem, but overall awful. It also doesn't help or get better if you're Latin, speak the language. Just rude all around. The new Kansas City airport is amazing. There's very good restaurants in it and the building is really easy to navigate. It's also an amazing airport for disabled people. They have rooms for autistic people to calm down in if they get overwhelmed. They're small, dark rooms with various seats and mats to sit or lay down in. There are also noise-cancelling earmuffs in the room. There's colored lighting instead of white lights and the room is lit dimly. Super peaceful and helpful for me as an autistic person because airports are notoriously busy and overwhelming. That airport also has a mock boarding for people flying for the first time, or people with cognitive issues that might struggle with remembering routines, as well as a service dog lounge complete with a fake fire hydrant smiley face. Wonderful airport. Of course they built the airport right after my family moved out of Kansas City. The previous one was horrendous, but I love flying to from Kansas City when we visit family. CDG is a lower circle of heck. Mir is unfortunately unavoidable for frequent travel between the global north and the Caribbean and South America. LIM is awful. IAD is less awful, now that it's connected to the world by ground transport. EWR is nasty, but if the destination is NYC, I prefer it to JFK and LGA due to integration with rail. MEX is wildly variable for international departures. I nearly missed a flight to DFW once, after arriving 6 hours early. Last week I was reminded of how MSP is the best US airport. Minnesota in general functions so well. Shame about the winters. Totally agree with you on Miami being the worst. Completely unorganized, massive pointless walking lanes that take you around the entire terminal just to get to the one security line. Just a shoot show from start to finish. Worst airport in my experience as an American IMHO. Questioned me about my experience becoming an astronaut when I came back from an astronomy observing trip and didn't believe me when I said they were different things. I did not need that at 4 a.m. lol. Luckily, after they called the manager, they let me back into my own country without me having to lie. Yes, I was gonna be an astronaut. Flying through DTW is like the Twilight Zone compared to ATL and JFK for Delta hubs. Last international trip through there, every person I interacted with was shockingly nice and kept going out of their way to help us with stuff that we didn't even need or expect, and it's one of the nicest and best designed airports in the US. Give me DTW or MSP over any other Delta hubs, and don't get me started on the American hubs. Avoid Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. Schiphol can have a lot of delayed flights if there are big events happening in the country, but otherwise is pretty decent. Dublin Airport is quite good. Generally, you pass the security check in less than 5 minutes.
As someone who's been around the world with nothing but a backpack and a Wi-Fi signal, I read plenty of travel books, but The Adventures of Mr. Brightside by Ryan Jacobson, now this is the real deal. Imagine living out all your travel dreams, staying in luxury penthouses one day, then stuffing your face with street scorpions the next. That's a wild ride I can respect. Jacobson's got this insane ability to make you feel like you're sitting right next to him, sipping champagne one moment, then scrambling to figure out how to survive in a hostel in the next. The guy's not afraid to get his hands dirty, and he's got the stories to prove it. But don't get me wrong, it's not the outrageous travel antics that make this book shine. It's the way Jacobson finds humor in everything, from getting hit in the face by an elephant, seriously, who does that, to losing himself in the chaos of international travel. His writing style, hilarious, relatable, and exactly what you need to keep flipping pages while planning your own escape from the 9-to-5. If you've ever wondered whether backpacker life or the baller experience is better, this book's got the answer. Spoiler, it's both, but only if you're cool enough to roll with the punches. So yeah, if you want a mix of real travel insights and laugh out loud moments, pick this up. Trust me, your next layover will thank you. Digital Danny signing off. Professional wanderer, Wi-Fi whisperer, and lover of all things ridiculous. Link in the description.
I regularly travel to from Germany, and I try to avoid Frankfurt International Airport whenever possible. Surprisingly, none of the airports in Germany are exceptionally efficient, but Frankfurt is the worst. Worst, Charles de Gaulle, Paris. The way it's laid out is so confusing. Having to transfer there is a nightmare. Best, Minneapolis-St. Paul, Minnesota. I've connected through MSP several times. It's so well laid out, clean, friendly employees. CLT sucks. It spreads out so far, and yet there's zero way to get across except by foot, so it's a constant mad rush of everyone going between gates and terminals, all funneling into a central section that's total chaos. My family lives in the Philippines and I fly them out to meet him somewhere abroad. It's the worst airport ever. Experienced extortion from staff, stolen belongings in luggage, airport renovation happening so no chairs available for passengers, super humid and dirty, you need to be there 4 to 6 hours ahead to not miss your flight, very unhelpful staff if you don't give them money under the table. My friend's mum was about to fly out and she was told she needed to pay $50,850 United States dollars for health insurance as a requirement to fly out to Australia. She already had private health insurance, but the airport staff won't allow her to fly unless she pays. My friend haggled until they settled for $20,000. Her mum missed her flight anyway. Also look up Wikipedia for the list of scams employed by airport staff to unsuspecting passengers. In Belgium, be aware of the difference between Brussels Airport and Brussels South Charleroi Airport. The first one is the fancy one, located in Zaventem, which is not actually Brussels, but still okay in distance, 11 kilometers. It's not perfect, but I do like flying out of there. The second one is the budget airport. If you fly with Ryanair, you have a big chance of flying there. Despite the name, it's 46 kilometers away from the actual city of Brussels. So, don't be surprised that you need a 1 to 2h train or bus ride to actually get to Brussels. I avoid it if possible. I even rather go to Eindhoven in the Netherlands than fly out of Charleroi. Also, Belgium has some very small airports that still fly commercial flights. They mainly serve the short-distance flights. I once flew from Antwerp Airport to London and the airport was basically 2 rooms, an entrance hall with 4 check-in desks, and a waiting room with 2 shops. The hallway between them houses the security check. It's so unreal when the same small country has a huge airport as well. I actually liked that experience. As someone from the Philippines, I'll happily spend more to fly from Clark over Manila. So to anyone reading this thread, if you absolutely need to go to the Philippines and Manila, Clark are your options. Always go for Clark. Yeah, I think just going through customs before getting to the US is a major plus. Makes everything much smoother when you land after a 6-hour flight. That said, the rest of the Dublin airport is just fine IMO. I avoid JFK and Doha. Any and all Chinese airports. I'm okay with Paris CDG, I've gotten used to it. Coming from the UK, I will avoid connecting in the US. The whole collect and recheck-in baggage is just painful. Luton, true. TBF Stansted isn't much better, and you have Gatwick somewhere in the middle. I like Heathrow, and I'll fly through Luton Stansted for short haul without giving it much of a thought since flights can be dirt cheap. What pissed me off in Miami was when they handed me some long laminated list of instructions when I entered the pre-line. Then yelled at me for picking up a bin from a pile of bins they placed in front of the X-ray machine. First, handing something more to someone trying to juggle a carry-on, ID, and help their child, is just stupid. It took my only free hand to carry it. Second, there wasn't time to read the rules since there was no line at the time. Third, why the heck do you put a pile of bins in front of the scanner if you don't want us to use them? And to yell at me instead of just telling me. I was so pissed, I did something I rarely do, and sarcastically said, "Yes sir," to the power-tripping agent. He got the point and calmed down. The airport itself is gross, with very long strange walks through hot halls, as I recall.
Alright, listen up, legends. It's your boy, Digital Danny, coming at you from, well, let's just say I'm not in my mom's basement like you. No, I'm out here in the world, crushing life, thanks to these beauties. The Apple AirPods Pro 2. Now you might be thinking, Danny, what makes these earbuds so special? Well, let me break it down for you, you tech peasants. First of all, noise cancellation is not just good, it's elite. These bad boys block out more noise than I block out haters. Crowded cafe? Gone. Crying baby on the plane? What baby? It's just you and that sweet, crisp sound, like the perfect wave hitting the shore of some exotic island, which I obviously know all about. And the fit? Oh, it's like these AirPods were custom built for my lifestyle. I slap them in for my sunrise yoga session Bali. Yeah, no big deal. Or when I'm taking calls from my offshore business partners. They're comfortable, they don't fall out. And yes, they even make me look cooler. Which I didn't think was possible, but here we are. Oh, and guess what? You're not fumbling around for a charger like your caveman friends because these charge faster than I can down a coconut cocktail. USB-C, finally. Apple's catching up to the future, and you're getting in on the ground floor with me, Digital Danny. Need a hearing test? Boom, done. Need a hearing aid? Don't worry, Gramps, they got you covered there too. These things are like a Swiss Army knife for your ears, and the only tool I don't use is that little ring thing on the side. But hey, I'm too busy globetrotting and making deals to worry about that. You know what to do, legends. Links are in the description. Pick up your Apple AirPods Pro 2 now, because let's be real, you deserve to live a little more like me. You're welcome. Links in the description. Get after it.
Charles de Gaulle. Everything in this airport is a shit show, and the staff is just clueless and rude. They also have shoot concessions. Paul and EXKI will both sell you a piece of ham between two minuscule but rock-hard slices of bread for only €12. Frankfurt is my least favorite airport. Attention ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. Welcome to Germany. Please sit back and relax while we taxi for the next 30 minutes. And please enjoy the security screening as you deplane. And as you walk down the hall. And when you change terminals. And before you get on your plane. On the plus side, mini bottles of Jägermeister in the airport convenience stores make flights more pleasant. Heathrow, Frankfurt, O'Hare, Atlanta. The latter has screwed me more times than I can count with connections that are too tight and should NT be offered. O'Hare has the worst weather and air traffic, but at least the Tortoise at Tortoise Frontera are good. Heathrow just sucks, and there are so many dumb rules enforced only there that they expect you to somehow know because obviously London is the center of the universe. Get out of here. Schiphol and CDG are fine to me. Rome is like most Italians, note, I'm Italian, where it feels like order is a suggestion, but it's mostly very hospitable and easy to deal with for a huge airport. JFK is okay. Arlanda is good. I have global entry and have never once had a problem at LAX. Yes, I vacationed in Kansas City for 5 days last year from DC to see Nelson Atkins, Truman Library, and World War I Museum, etc., and the airport was gorgeous. And I was surprised how good the barbecue options were. And the staff was very friendly, but everyone in KC was like that, so might just be the local vibe. You're insane. ATL is awesome. Only have to go through security once, and TSA is fast there. People movers are efficient. Border control is on point. The short layover is an airline problem, not an airport problem. I've never not gotten lost changing terminals in CDG.
Hey guys, I know you love my videos, and I know you love me, but it's time for me to try to get paid so I can truly generate the passive income that will allow me to truly enjoy the next couple of weeks that I spend here on the beach in Bali. Alright, fellow jet setters, meet your new best friend, the Lenovo 14-inch FHD touchscreen Chromebook. Lightweight, affordable, and perfect for running your business while you're bouncing between time zones faster than your mom checks your Instagram stories. Whether you're churning out SEO copy on the beaches of Bali, setting up your drop shipping empire from a hostel in Budapest, or cranking out freelance articles between flights, this Chromebook's got your back and won't weigh it down. With an 8-core MediaTek processor and just enough memory to keep those 47 open tabs from crashing, it's the perfect sidekick for every digital hustler. Need more? How about the fact that it's cheaper than your monthly Wi-Fi bill in Thailand? Plus, with its touchscreen magic, you can switch between business mode and Netflix mode with a tap. Because hey, even nomads need some downtime. So ditch the bulk, keep it light, and make your bank account as happy as your wanderlust. Grab the Lenovo Chromebook and keep your freedom intact. # work from anywhere.